What's up, Gooners? In the next minutes, Arsenal have been told exactly how to sign Nico Williams for 87 million. Paul Merson just told Arteta to drop a key player before the North London derby. And we have a massive injury blow that could ruin our title chances. But first, smash that subscribe button because we're bringing you Arsenal news that could change everything, every single day. Let's go! Gooners, this is the big one. Arsenal have been briefed on Nico Williams' availability for this summer, and we now know exactly what it will take to sign him. According to Team Talk, Athletic Bilbao's superstar winger could finally be ready to move on this summer, and Arsenal are among a cluster of big clubs who have received word about it. Nico Williams has been linked with moves to England and Barcelona for years. Every single transfer window, his name comes up. But this time feels different. This time, Arsenal have been directly briefed on his availability ahead of the summer. Here's the number you need to know, and this is critical. Nico Williams has a release clause of around £87 million in his Athletic Bilbao contract. That's the fee Arsenal would need to pay. No negotiations, no haggling, just trigger the clause and he's free to talk. Bilbao will fully expect to receive that entire amount if they sell. Spanish release clauses are non-negotiable. Arsenal either pay the 87 million or they don't get the player. It's that simple. Now, 87 million is a massive fee, but when it comes to wingers or forwards, Arsenal can realistically sign. Right now, there aren't many out there who are better than Nico Williams. Think about what Nico Williams would bring to Arsenal. He's 23 years old. He's in his prime. He's a Spain international who starred at the Euros. He can play on both wings. He's rapid, technical, and has end product. Arsenal are competing on 4 fronts this season, still in the hunt for a historic quadruple. Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, all still possible. That makes Arsenal an attractive proposition for any player this summer. Williams knows he'd be joining a team challenging for every trophy. Not a rebuilding project. Not a top 4 hopeful. A team that wants to win everything. Yes, 87 million is huge money, but in modern football, the best players cost the big money. That's just reality. Arsenal already have one of the best squads in Europe. Any new signing is expected to be an elite player who hits the ground running immediately. Nico Williams ticks every single box. Gabriel Martinelli has been inconsistent this season. Leandro Trossard is 31 years old. Arsenal need an upgrade on the left wing, and Williams is arguably the best available option in world football right now. Williams has been mentioned in Arsenal rumours for years. It would be fascinating to finally see him arrive in England and pull on an Arsenal shirt. And if he does sign, Arsenal go to an even higher level than what we're already seeing. That's how good Nico Williams is. Drop a like if you want Arsenal to trigger the £87 million release clause. But before Arsenal can think about summer signings, they have to survive the North London derby. And Paul Merson just told Arteta to make a big change. Gooners, Arsenal are in crisis, and Paul Merson is not holding back. Arsenal gave up a 2-goal lead against rock-bottom Wolves on Wednesday. After being held 1-1 by Brentford the week before, that Wolves draw was a massive blow to Arsenal's Premier League title hopes. The title is now in Manchester City's hands. If City beat Newcastle on Sunday night, they'll go level on points with Arsenal before the North London derby even kicks off. And according to Paul Merson, Arsenal played one of their worst ever games against Wolves. No patterns of play, never looked like their usual selves, completely lost. Now Merson is telling Mikel Arteta to drop a player before the Tottenham match. And you won't believe who it is. Noni Madueke. Here's exactly what Merson said on Sportskida, word for word. Noni Madueke started against Wolves and he's very hot and cold. He will do something amazing and the next thing he does would make you go, why did he do that? Madueke is very direct, but he has to mix it up. You can't be direct all the time. I won't be surprised if Saka goes to the wing and Eze comes on for Madueke in this game. For me, Eze has to play as the number 10 against Spurs. He's good in tight spaces and is better than Saka in that role. So Merson wants Madueke out. Eberechi Eze starting at number 10. And Bukayo Saka back out on the wing where he belongs. This North London derby is massive. Tottenham have a new manager in Igor Tudor, who just replaced Thomas Frank. It's his first game in charge. Spurs are 5 points above the relegation zone. They're fighting for survival. And what better way for Tudor to become an instant hero than beating Arsenal and denting their title hopes? As Merson said, it's basically a free swing for Tottenham now. If Tottenham lose, no one cares. The pressure is on Arsenal, and he's absolutely right. All the pressure is on Arsenal. City have the momentum. Spurs have nothing to lose. Arsenal need 3 points or the title race could be over. Merson still expects Arsenal to win 1-0, but he also said, "I won't be shocked if they fail to either. It just seems like they can't open teams up anymore." That's damning. Merson thinks Arsenal have lost their attacking fluidity. The patterns aren't there. The creativity has disappeared. On the title race, Merson added, "It's in Manchester City's hands now. If they win every game from now, they win the league title." 3 weeks ago, you could have never thought it would be this way. It's quite unbelievable how Arsenal have slipped up. Would you drop Noni Madueke for the North London derby? Drop yes or no in the comments. But Arsenal's problems just got worse because we've just suffered a huge injury blow before the biggest game of the season. Gooners, this is a nightmare scenario. Leandro Trossard is a major doubt for the North London derby after suffering a concussion against Wolves. Trossard came on as a substitute in the second half against Wolves. In the final minutes, he took a blow to the head. Arsenal used a concussion substitution to take him off immediately. And now we have confirmation. If Trossard does have a genuine concussion, he will not be able to face Tottenham. That's official FA protocol, non-negotiable. Here's how the concussion protocols work, and you need to understand this. If a player has a suspected concussion, they must be immediately removed from the pitch. After suffering a concussion, players cannot return to action for 24 hours. They must then have a 48-hour period of rest, followed by a staged return to full activities. There are multiple stages a player must go through before returning to competitive action. Translation: Trossard is highly unlikely to be involved against Tottenham this weekend. He's basically ruled out. Losing Trossard on his own would be bad enough. But Bukayo Saka also hobbled off in the second half against Wolves with a potential injury. If both Trossard and Saka are unavailable for the North London derby, Arsenal are in serious trouble. According to Give Me Sports analysis, Trossard is crucial against Tottenham for multiple reasons. His press resistance in tight zones, his positional fluidity, he can play left wing, false 9 or roaming number 10, his clinical edge in cutback scenarios, and his game state adaptability whether starting or coming off the bench. In a derby that could hinge on small margins, losing Trossard's composure and quality is absolutely huge. Mikel Arteta didn't mention Trossard's injury after the Wolves match. He's expected to provide an update later this week, but the signs are not good. Arsenal's title hopes could come down to the North London derby, and we might be going into it without both Trossard and Saka. That's an absolute disaster. So Gooners, 3 questions. Should Arsenal trigger Nico Williams' £87 million release clause this summer and finally get the elite winger we desperately need? Do you agree with Paul Merson that Noni Madueke should be dropped for the North London derby? And with Trossard almost certainly out and Saka potentially injured, are you absolutely terrified about facing Tottenham? Drop your answers in the comments right now. If this video got your heart racing, smash that like button and subscribe for Arsenal news that matters every single day. Until next time, Gooners, come on you Gunners!